Cowboy Jim, Fort McMurray, Alberta, Canada. Can life get any better than this? Watch this, watch this. I'm breathing. I hope you're breathing. I hope you're able to continue breathing. We have fresh air up here in Fort McMurray because we have companies that care, dedicated to nature, to First Nations people. They say so. I tend to believe them. They care about pollution, and I do believe them. And they care about safety, and I know it's true. Well, if they're not safe, they'll probably get their arses sued off. They don't get sued much. It's what they say they believe. Be safe. Most important thing in our business up here in Fort Mac is safety. Game plan. Everyone gets home alive. You're alive. I'm alive. Well, sometimes it doesn't feel like I am, but I am. I am alive. Well able to sit up and take nourishment in the morning. Well able to review my life. The things that are of the heart, which won't ever change. And I review. I get up in the morning, I walk out there and I sit down and I have my first smoke of the morning along with a good cup of black coffee. A little sugar in it because I'm not sweet enough. And I remember to thank my God, and I have the privilege and the honor of waking up, living this day. Oh, I still struggle with the computer, the laptop. Oh, geez, I've been trying to fill out information for a job for about 5 days. I don't even remember. I don't know if I ever knew. I can't find the apostrophe on my laptop. I don't know if they don't have one. They have to have one. I don't know where it is. Well, if that's my biggest problem today, it's going to be a pretty small problem. I just kind of reach over here and I move this thing and I read. Ukrainian people have such magnificent names. Olena, Maria, Avdeeva. I mean, names that Irish people aren't used to. Elyah. Avdeeva is spelled. Avdeeva. Elyah is spelled with an E, not an I. Lyah. I have been honored and privileged in this short lifetime of mine to have met some extraordinary people. People of extraordinary integrity. They're not always judged fairly. Quite often they're reputed to be something they're not. I like this, I just so admire the people representing those names I just said. Olena, Olena. Avdeeva. Have you ever heard of a name like that? Avdeeva, Elyah, Elyah. You ever heard of names better than that? I haven't. I think they're fantastic. Anyways, this Maria, I just watched about a 10-minute thing, and she had quit her job, dedicated her life to studying Russian misinformation. And she's speaking out. Olena Gnes took a while to get the spelling figured out on that one. But I do pay attention. I put my glasses on an occasion and I actually can see the screen. That's pretty good. Okay, let's cover something that's near and dear to the heart. Those three ladies, I don't think there's anything could be more near and dear to my heart. People standing up for something they believe in. Remarkable. More politicians should believe in what is right. Okay. Russia, Putin said he was going to cleanse the Russian people, purge the Russian people. Yesterday or the day before, I heard that he had arrested 15,000 people who dared to protest against him, against the war. Canadian Freedom Convoy. Our vaunted leader, who, well, I'll say this until the day I go to meet my father. Trudeau said, when asked, what's the greatest country in your mind's eye in the world? And he said, China. CCP. They can turn their economy around on a dime. Problem is that dime is resting on the bodies of the Uyghur people who Xi Jinping using them for slave labor to build the crap that we need. I think it's disgusting that we, as a people who have survived a couple of 100 years plus of a lot of crap, and we still are reliant on other countries? Are you nuts? Canadian politicians, are you crazy? I'll let the Canadian people answer that because I pretty well know what the answer is. Yeah, they are crazy. Because Justin Trudeau arrested, confiscated, listened in, got information on the Canadian Freedom Convoy. Oh, there were some good RCMP down at the Coots border when I was there. Good people. The morning I left was the morning they found all those guns. I headed north. There was no one else on the road except for a couple of RCMP heading north at the end of their shift. But on the Sunday, we had stood and we had sang. Oh, Canada. We had sung hymn after hymn about God the freedom represented in a relationship with God. Some RCMP took their hats off. When people prayed, the stage was right next to where the RCMP had blocked the road, right next to it. We sang. We prayed. We had no idea that Ukraine was going to exempt, take the place of, as rightly it should, the protest that was going on down at Coots. And we had no idea the world leaders were so supporting Putin in his hatred, including Justin Trudeau, Joe Biden. Too many. I said in my earlier video, many bombs fall on your neighborhood last night. I should have asked, any of your children killed in Canada here? Fort Mac, Edmonton, Calgary, Red Deer, Toronto. We grew up saying Toronto, no T. 2 Mins. Because bombs aren't falling? We're okay? Could be. Don't think so. I've learned how to try to blow my nose without sounding terrible. It is my most sincere prayer that I will never learn how to talk about something that's horrifying without there being tears right next to the point of falling down my cheeks. Children, don't you worry about 10 years' time. Don't you worry about 5, 3.5, perhaps. Next year, perhaps. With the life that you have left in you, remember that it is only what you do here while you're cognizant, that will count for anything. You love, then do it with your whole heart. You love your children, you take those little children in your arms, you hold them next to you, you pray for them, you stroke their hair, you touch their heart, see, with your heart. It's by sharing yourself with someone whom you love more than you love your own self. That's called love. Back in the 60s, people lived for the day. They didn't count the cost for anything. Today, not because of the influence of the 60s, but because of the horror represented in Putin killing his own people, killing people in the Ukraine. You know his game plan is to reach further. We better start living for the day that God has made. Don't you go blaming him. He's proved himself to you time and time again. It's up to you to choose what you believe. No one can tell you. I can't. You quite possibly are getting ready to go into eternity. Only what you do and say here will enable you to be on the receiving end of hope in eternity. Listen, I'm the most positive person you'll ever meet. And you say, we're screwed. Oh, yes, we are screwed. If I exemplify positivity, well, then I guess we're screwed. Yeah, we're screwed. It says U.S., Iran moving closer to a nuclear agreement. Oh, trust me, we're screwed. Pray, hey. You say you love someone? Well, you better love them more than you love yourself, because that's the only thing that counts. You love your children, teach them about what's going on in the Ukraine. Don't you leave it up to our education system, because they'll skew it. Because even the liberalism of the day has invaded the school systems of our day. Down in the States, children are taught, be ashamed of the United States of America. Some of us might agree. I don't. I believe that what you do should be done as a man and or as a strong-willed woman who is headed in the right direction. Our hearts, your hearts, filled with the joy of living and the prospect of living longer than our lives would otherwise permit. That's called eternity. You love, do something about it, eh? Okay? You don't, forget it. Just be an island unto yourself if that's what you choose. An island unto itself will get blown to hell. Well, given how far Putin reaches, might be hard to find an island that's only occupied by you. God bless thee. Hey, remember those names. Pray for those people, all three of them. Okay? Pray for their protection. Pray for their peace. Pray for their eternal resting place. God bless.